begin. Namaste. Welcome to Mindful Yoga together. So today's theme was practice of contentment. So contentment or satisfaction or abundance. So in yoga philosophy, so this is one of the yoga philosophy that Patanjali, who wrote the philosophy, and we follow what the yoga philosophy that he taught. So he says that the peace of mind can never rely on external circumstances. So peace of mind can never rely on external circumstances. So we practice that comes within ourselves. So to me, Thanksgiving or this season is a perfect time to practice contentment or abundance. As you see, Thanksgiving, we have plenty of food, and it's a harvest festival. So there's a lot of, fruits and harvest that we get. We are grateful and we celebrate with the harvest. So, persimmons, especially persimmon is just an orange color, that the really vibrant color that really feels the abundance, and also the color of the leaf. So when you drive or when you walk outside, you see the yellow and orange, red color of the leaf. So when the sun hits to that color, the leaf, it's really brighten up. So you can, I'm sure you're enjoying the view of the autumn. So when everything goes well and everything, you are pretty good, it's easy to practice contentment or abundance. But when things doesn't go well as you like or you want to, it is hard to practice. In the difficulties and the stress, sometimes we forget to practice of contentment. The contentment that we are enough, we have enough, and we don't seek for what we don't have. But anyway, so in the difficulties, how we cultivate the contentment or abundance. So that is our practice. So today I like to introduce a mudra. So all fingers are together and touching the finger pad, right side and left side. So it's like a cup in a hand, like this. Okay, and thumb is touching each other, as if this is a seed. We are holding something very precious. So actually this mudra or hand gesture, there is a meaning that it's a container of our heart. So container of a heart, we can contain many things and anything, but we hold abundance or treasure or, bulb, I don't pronounce very well, seed, or, daffodil or tulip, that like looks like onions, a bulb. So as if that is between your hand, and those seed or bulb contains the abundance. Resting in the winter time or a cold time under the earth, then spring, when it comes warmer season, it's sprout, grow, and blossoming. So as if we are holding that to our heart, and let's close our eyes and notice our body sitting here, and notice the sits bone down to the earth, as if we are about to grow the roots, or maybe start to grow the roots downward and outward and wide. And notice the spine as if we are sprouting or growing upward. And top of your head is so aware that we are able to sprout. And let's together inhale through the nose. And then exhale through the nose. And then inhale, lengthening the spine. And exhale, relax our shoulder. And continue the breath. Then when we settle in, our mind settle into our body and this place and this moment. You might repeat a word. So we call it mantra or chanting, meditation. So it's a quietly, silently within ourselves that I'm enough. I have enough. And I am enough. And you can also visualize the full of colors of autumn and the fruits or harvest, the colorful harvest. Or maybe visualize what you have, who you are. And repeating, I am enough. I have enough. It is so important for us to practice this practice of contentment and satisfaction. In our society, we are asked for more or to work hard. And our tendency to seek what we don't have right now, but we are going to get in the future. So our mind think of we are not enough, we don't have enough, but actually we are enough. We have enough. Sometimes it's difficult to practice or difficult to remember that we are enough. Just we are shifting our focus on abundance, focus on what we have. And a few more breaths. And take a big inhale together. Let go your hands. Hands reach out and up. Exhale, palms together to heart center. And bow your head. Maybe set your intention or dedication for today's practice. Then slowly open our eyes. Okay, let's come on to our yoga mat. Hands and knees. So plant your palms down, and as usual, we open our fingers wide and feeling the finger pad, feeling the roots of your finger touch to the ground, and tuck our toes under. And we open our toes and activating our feet. Then maybe pull your hips back a few times and noticing how the ball of the foot can help you to move forward and back. Then when you are ready, pull your hips back, we sit down towards your heel. So it's a child pose. If you are comfortable, tuck your toes. But if not, you can point your toes. And pull your hips back and reaching our hands forward. And find the length of the arm, inside, outside. And noticing the shoulders opens. And notice the side of your body, lower back. And a few more breaths. And inhale, gradually rising up. Then tuck our toes. Then lift your hips up, knees up. Come to downward facing dog. And relax our head. And look to your toes, and your feet is a parallel, hip distance apart. That's important. And maybe bending your knees, right side and left side. Okay. So same manner, lifting your heels, right side and left side. We walk forward. Then bending your knees, grab your elbows and swing side to side. Then let's let go your hands and we lower ourselves up to standing. Lounge your back and slowly coming up, take your time. Then inhale, hands goes up. And bend your elbows. Exhale, catch your elbows. Then inhale, lift your elbows upward and we stretch up. So you can keep your heels down or you might lift your heels off the ground to kind of balancing or engaging our core. Inhale, lengthening and upward and up. Then on our exhalation, heels down, bend forward and swing our hands side to side. Okay, one more time. Inhale, rising. Exhale, catch the elbow. And inhale, lift your elbows upward. Maybe lift your heels. And stretching, and stretching. Then exhale, let it go, heels down, bend forward. All right, then inhale, rising. All right, exhale, hands by your side and the feet apart a little bit more, and we swing our hands wrap around our body. So this is a great one to kind of heat up our body, especially this cold season. So relaxing our arms, shoulder, then wrap your hands around your body, tapping your lower back, tapping your lower belly, or the chest, maybe shoulder. Then we can use the breath, exhale, exhale through the nose, Kapalabhati to twist. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, gradually back to center. All right. So let's bring our feet a little bit closer, hip distance apart. So we'll do breath of joy. So breath of joy goes like this. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Then exhale, bend your knees, say ha, and drop down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Go on. So important is we let go the tension on exhalation. One more time. And slowly rising up. All right, bring your feet together. And hopefully you energize. Inhale, hands reach out and up. And catch your right wrist with your left hand. Then ground your feet down. Inhale, stretch up. Then exhale, hands to the left side and lengthening the right side of your body. So important here is to feel your body. So feet is grounding, legs is engaged and strong, so we can stretch up and open. Then exhale, come back, bend your knees, drop your elbows, maybe swing your hands. Just relax. All right, another side. Inhale, hands reach up and catch the left wrist. And then ground your feet, inhale, stretch up. Then exhale, hands to the right side. Lengthening the left side of your body. So really grounding and the legs to the inward, legs together. Find the length to the lower back or side of the body or front of your belly. So if you change a little bit angle forward or back, you can feel the different way to stretch. One more breath. Then exhale. Let's release, elbow down. Swing your hands. Okay. So make this practice for yourself. Means as you move your body, you notice today you feel a little different. For me, it's like somehow right shoulder is very tight or something like that. So accordingly, please make your practice beneficial for you. All right. Now let's stand in front of the mat and feet is together and palms together to heart center. And grounding our feet, legs is together and finding, so always there's a 5 different way of wind or internal kind of a flow of energy is there. It's a downward, feet down. Then also inward as you bring your legs together or engaging our core strengths, really gather to the center. Then open our heart, open your shoulder wide. Then feel the length of the spine, top of your head goes upward. Then energy moves all around, inside of you. Okay. Prayer to the sun, the source of our life. And luckily we have a nice sun, so abundance that we can see easy than crowded day or rainy day. All right, inhale, hands reach out and up and palms together at the top looking up. Then exhale, bend forward. Inhale, halfway left. Then exhale, step back, plank pose. And you might bring your knee down to the mat, or you can be in plank pose and palm press down and lengthening. So connecting the heel to the top of your head, it's coming from the really center. And the heels go back and top of your head goes forward. One more breath. Then on our exhalation, knee down, bend your elbows, belly to the mat. Inhale, cobra, plant your palms down and top of your feet press down, chest forward open. Exhale, pull your hips back, downward facing dog. And head down. Connect with your breath. And smooth. Make sure your hands are shoulder width apart. Feet is hip distance apart. Now you might bend your knees slightly and lift your hips up. So we are finding the length of the spine. One more breath. Then inhale, look forward. Then exhale, step between our hands. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, head down, relax. Inhale, rising. Hands reach out and up. Exhale, palms together to heart center. Okay, inhale, hands reach out and up. And gaze up. Then exhale, bend forward. Inhale, halfway left. Okay, right leg go back. So you might want to have a block side by side. So your left foot is forward, right leg back, lower your hip. So your left kneecap and toe goes same direction. And notice your right heel is going back and top of your head goes opposite direction. Then inhale, look forward. Then exhale, stretch your both legs, bend forward, head down. You might, so block has a 3 different height. So accordingly, you can adjust. And toes up and heels down, head down. Stretching the back of the body. Then inhale, bend your left knee. We come to runner's lunge again, lower your hip. So now we are opening the front of the body, or especially front of your right hip. And then exhale, hips high, head down. Now one more time, bend your knee, lower, opening the right hip joint. Then exhale, head down, relax. Okay. The next time when you bend your knees, bring your hands down to the mat. Let's step back. Downward facing dog, or plank pose, or knee down. Exhale, chaturanga. So we have a choice, and choose wisely what your practice will be. So let me see this. Okay. Then next inhalation, we look forward. Then exhale, step between our hands. Inhale, halfway left. Then exhale, left leg go back. So other side. When bend your right knee lower, you might use the block. So as you bend your right knee, check right knee is over the right foot. So if not, you want to move your right foot more forward, or big stance. And back heel, left heel is going back, going back. Top of your head forward. All right. Then inhale, look forward, opening the left hip joint. Then exhale, stretch your leg, bend forward. And maybe point your toes upward. All right, let's do a few more times. Then exhale, lower your hip, light knee bend. Then exhale, head down. And bring your heels down, stretch the calf, hamstring. Then last one, bend your right knee lower, opening the left hip joint. Then exhale, let's release. Hands down. Then downward facing dog, or from plank to chaturanga. Do your own way to move. So as I mentioned probably many times, but the yoga practice is the own experience. We use own body to experience how my body feels when we do this, or when we change up, how my body feels, the different sensation. So it's not written in a book. Everybody is different. So it's very special things. And we are caring for ourselves accordingly, what our body, our mind needs. All right, inhale, look forward and step between our hands. Then inhale, halfway left. Then exhale, head down, relax. Inhale, ground your feet, legs together, and gathering the energy to the midline and rising. Hands reach up to the sky. Exhale, palms together to heart center. Okay, so now bend your knees, pull your hips back. We come to chair pose. Maybe bring your palms together to heart center. So make sure you are pulling your hips back so your knee is over the feet. Okay. Then inhale, lengthen the spine. Then exhale, let's bend forward, belly to your thigh, and gradually lifting your hips up, head down. Inhale, half and left. Then let's exhale, light leg go back. Then let's bring our right knee to the mat. Then inhale, rising. Hands reach up to the sky. Then on our exhalation, bring our palms together to heart center and use your right toe to move yourself forward. And notice how right heels go back and top of your head goes forward. Then exhale, right elbow, left knee, and with twist. So you can be like this, or also you can do the right hand on a block, then looking to the left side. So you can have the left hand at your lower back, or you can lift your left hand up. Or another variation, lift your right knee up. So it's more challenging. Feeling the strength of the leg. Last breath. Then on our exhalation, let's release our hands inside of the leg and walk our hands to the longer side of the mat. So feet is apart wide and toes pointing to the longer side of the mat. Then bend forward like a downward facing dog. Or if your hand is not so comfortably on the ground, you can use the block. Then bend forward. But your hand is comfortably down to the mat or down to the floor. Don't worry, just reaching your hands forward. Then head relax, grounding our feet. Really feeling the strength of the leg. One more breath. Then inhale, half and left. Then exhale, we walk back to the front of the mat. Then bring your right knee to the mat. Then left knee down to the mat. Then bend your elbow belly to the mat. Then inhale, this time will be cobra, but lift your hands to the side and legs up. Then inhale, open. So your hands like a wing of the bird and lift your legs up as much as you can, point your toes and maybe kicking a leg, feeling the glute, the muscle of the butt and squeeze. One more breath. Then on our exhalation, let's release, drop down. Then bend your knees. Then feet move side to side. So relax your lower back, your glute, and also nice massage to the front of your thighs. Excellent. All right, then let's bring your legs down, palms under the shoulder, tuck our toes under. Either come up to plank pose or come to table. Then downward facing dog, hips up. Then inhale, look forward. Then exhale, step between our hands. Inhale, half left. Then exhale, bend your knees and hands to the sky, chair pose. Bring your palms together to heart center. So you can keep your heels down to the mat, or if you like to do some balance, lift your heels off the ground. So ball of the foot, toes down to the mat. And we balance here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels down, belly to your thigh, bend forward. Inhale, halfway left. And exhale, left leg go back. Then left knee to the mat. All right, so let's come up. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, hands reach up to the sky. So even we are not looking back, we are so aware that your left heel is behind you. Then the hands reach up and maybe pelvis move forward and open. Then exhale, bring your palms together to heart center. And inhale, tilt forward. Then exhale, twist. Left elbow, right knee. So this is a different way to do. You can lift your knees off the ground, or you can do palms together, or you can bring your left hand down on a block, right hand to the sky, or right hand at your hip and right shoulder opens. So many ways to practice, but we twist, bringing your navel towards your right thigh. One more breath. Okay, and then exhale. Let's release. And bring your hands on your left side. Okay, so now bend your, so point your toes out, both toes. Bend your knees, right, left. So you can also use the block to hold yourself up. Or you can just stand and slightly knees bent. Or you can go all the way. There are so many ways to do. But to make sure you are safe, you are not hurting yourself. Make sure your knee toe goes same direction. Few more times. And then come up. Then walk your hands to the front of the mat. Then bring your knee down and left knee down, right knee down. Then come onto your belly, bend your elbows and down to the mat. Okay. Then let's bend your right knee and catch the right toe or ankle from outside. Then left hand forward, plant your palms down to the mat. So half the Dhanurasana. Then exhale, fully relax chin down. Then inhale, kick into our hand. And plant your left palm and lift our chest up. And maybe looking forward. And find the openness to the hip flexor or front of your right thigh. And same time, we are opening the right shoulder. One more breath. Then exhale, release. Other side. Right hand forward, palms down. Bend your left knee, catch your left ankle. Exhale, fully relax. Then inhale, lift up. Kick into our hand. And opening the front of the thigh, opening our left shoulder. One more breath, inhale. And then exhale, let it go. Drop. And if you like, bend your knees, move your feet side to side. And relax the front of your thigh, lower back, hips, belly. Okay, when you are ready, plant your palms under the shoulder, touch your toes under. Either come up to plank or tabletop. Then from here, downward facing dog. Hips high, head relax. The next inhalation, look forward, walk forward, feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Then exhale, bend your knees, belly to your thigh, pull your hips back. We come to chair pose, hands reach up. Just let's stay here. So the safely for your knees, if your knee is okay, knee and toe go the same direction, so knee will never pass the toes. Okay, and then inhale, rising up and hands reach up to the sky. Straight your leg and maybe hands together and looking upward and move your pelvis forward. So a little bit arching your back. All right, exhale. Let's come down, palms together to heart center. So next one is balance pose. So you are welcome to use the wall. So I suggest if you're using a wall, so as if this is my wall, so you stand like hands distance apart, feet together. But if you are in a room, just to be there. So it's a samasthiti, equally planting the feet, right side and left side. You are so aware, and palms together to heart center. So this balance pose is warrior 3. So we connect the heel to the top of your head, and actually strength comes from the belly core, the strength. You can think of the pelvic floor to connect to the heel, then pelvic floor to the top of your head. Then that's kind of a connect, 2 line connects into 1. All right. So if you are in the wall, you can plant your palms in front of you, shoulder width apart. Then gradually slide your right heel to the back. So we are so aware of the heel is connecting to the top of your head. Then as you lift your right heel, top of your head goes down. Then keep connecting the right heel to the top of your head. Then one more breath. Then slowly release, right foot comes to the next to the left foot. Okay. The other side. All right. So connecting the heel, top of your head. So now sliding the left heel straight back. Again, straight back, not to the left side or right side. So make sure we are sliding the heel, very aware of the left heel. Then going back. And as your heels go up, top of your head goes forward or down. A nice balance pose and finding a heel to the top of your head. Last breath. Then gradually lower left foot next to the right. Extend the palms together to heart center. All right. So now let's come back to the yoga mat and see the longer side of the mat. Then gradually opening our legs wide. Toes out, heels out, toes out, heels out. And a hand on your hip. Then hopefully block is close by. If not, just catch the block. And in front of you. Sorry. Then hands on your hip, inhale, looking upward. Then on our exhalation, you might bend your knees to protect your knee or lower back and bend forward. Then the hands come to the block or maybe not. Then tuck your navel towards the spine and lift your pelvis up. So block can be rest at your forehead resting on a block. So one block is not enough for you. Don't force it. You can do the second block. If this is too tall, remember we can have a 3 different heights. Block has a 3 different heights. And just relax. You can keep your knees bent, or you might straighten your leg. But our awareness is your sacrum or your hips are going upward, the navel towards the spine or to the sacrum, left. Relax our shoulders and arm. One more breath. Then inhale, look forward or halfway left. Then exhale, slowly, we're gonna bring ourselves down. So you can bring your feet closer. Heels in, toes in, heels in, toes in, and bend your knees. And let's sit down. Okay, let's straight our legs forward. And you might bend your knees slightly. Inhale, hands reach up. Then exhale, belly to your back. So when you reach your hands, we are lengthening the side of the body, and as much you can lengthening this torso, then belly comes down, so you can keep this length of the torso side of the body, then bend forward and catch the feet any place. Feet, ankle, calf, any place, hold. Then gradually walking your sits bone back to increase the length of the hamstring or back of the leg. But once your belly is away from the thigh, you want to stop there and bend forward, drop your head. So still you have a connection belly to your thigh. And if you like, you might plant your block. I like doing the block to my feet. And use our breath. Each exhalation, we sink, relax. Then let's slowly coming up. Okay, so now we're gonna slowly coming down to the mat. Belt close by, block close by, and zip our legs together. Then gradually lower to the mat. Excellent. Then bend your knees, plant your feet down to the mat. So we're gonna come to a bridge pose. Let me move this camera so that you can be close. Okay, so planting our feet down. So knee is hip distance apart, heels are very close to your buttock. Then get a block between your thighs. So actually that helps to align, or we can work on gathering energy to the midline or inward kind of a strength. And bring your hands by your side. Then as you inhale, lift your hips. And the hands goes up and over. This movement of the hands helps to open our shoulder. Then on our exhalation, slowly down. And let's go on. Inhale, lift. So keep squeezing a block. That helps to tone the glute, adductors. And we are taking the navel and now one more up, inhale. Then we stay at the top. Then bring your hands behind you, interlace your fingers and roll your shoulders under. Then squeeze the block. Then inhale, lift your heels off the ground. Then exhale, so keep your pelvis or hips in the same height and bring your heels down. Then lift your toes up and open the toes. Then exhale, toes down. Then inhale, heels up. One more time, heels down, toes up, inhale. Then exhale, heels down, toes down. And inhale, heels up. Okay, so keep your heels up. But if this is too much, heels down. Then squeeze our glute, then relax. Squeeze our glute and relax. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach our hands to the sky. And then exhale, slowly lower down to the mat. Whew. Right, go to block. Drop your knees one side and the other side. Relax our lower back. Then let's hug our knee to the chest and make a big circle with your knees. So it's a nice massage to the glute which we worked on right now. So if you make a big circle, it's massage to the outer hip. If you do a small circle, it's more to the inner hip or sacrum. So just experiment what you enjoy. Then do the opposite direction as well. All right. And then back to center. Again, block. Block under your hips, then legs goes up. So if you can, zip your legs together and point your toes. So you are so aware that you are pointing your toes to engage our leg. So you can be here, resting, using a block, rest your hips on a block, or maybe lift your hips and hands come to the lower back and come into halasana, toes over the head. Maybe hands stretch opposite direction and catch the outer edge of the yoga mat. So when you come to this pose, don't move your head, just looking straight up to the ceiling. And if you are in halasana, hands come to your lower back now, and then goes to shoulder stand, the legs go straight up. So your weight or hips are resting to the palms. The weight is on your elbows and the palms, or you can just lift a little bit high. And then again, zipping the legs together and really engage the leg and lifting up. One more breath. And then exhale. If you are lifting the hips come down to the block. And then bend your both knees, everybody bend your knees, plant your feet down. This is a supported bridge pose. So you might experiment of different height. So you can just stay at the lower height or make sure that the sacrum is resting on the block. So it's not the lower back, it's a sacrum is resting on the block. Then, sacrum is like a triangle shape of the bone. Or you can do the second height, just decide who is comfortable. But when you are in this pose, we just relax and hands just drop by your side. And if you like, you might stretch your one leg at a time to stretch the hip flexor. And some people like this. But some people, it's not so comfortable. If you're not so comfortable, don't do it. And some people like to do both legs together at the same time. But for me, it's too much for my lower back, so I do one by one. And make sure you have enough length to the lower back. You are not compressing the lower back. So if you feel it's a compress, you want to move the shoulder away from the block. So you can lengthen the lower back. So when you are sitting a lot, so this hip flexor gets very tight. So always your leg is like, hip flexor is a short, kind of posture. So it's important to stretch it up and increase the flexibility. So my son was sick from Thanksgiving to Monday. And then he said my joint hip flexor is so tight. So it's so funny that he was sitting, or he has been sitting. Usually he's very active doing a soccer, but when he didn't move, his hip flexor was so tight and it was painful. And just reminds me that we need to move. Okay, then plant your feet down. Then slightly lift your hips to slide the block away. And a happy baby, open our legs wide. Then catch the feet any place. Then make sure your belt, you can access to the belt. Then make a belt in a big group to do the hammock pose. So when you are ready, your belt is ready, you can put your right foot on the look and other end your head. And lie down, lean to the belt. And stretch your right leg upward. And drop your shoulders away from your ear. And lengthen the neck. And notice, where do you enjoy the openness or stretch? Where do you feel tightness and you like to stretch it? You can do slight adjustment by, for example, my left side of the neck is a little bit tight, so I tilt my head to the right. And notice your left leg is dropped down to the ground. So your left hip flexor get nicely stretched. Then slowly, we are releasing the head. And your head comes to the ground. Make sure your neck is nice, comfortable length. Then open your right leg outward and stretch the inner leg. And feel the stretch and openness to the inner leg from the inner heel, right side. And inner growing on left side to the left heel. Then slowly back to center. Okay, then bend your right knee. Now left hand is holding the belt and move your right leg to the side, left side. Twist. So now we are opening the outer hip. You can keep your knee bent or gradually straighten your right leg and open. And twist. And then if you like, you might bend your left knee, catch your left toe with your right hand. So that's opens the hip flexor or the quad on left side. And then slowly back to center. Switch. Left foot, right leg. And head relax. Drop your shoulder. And lean to the belt. So again, dorsiflexion is to stretch the back of the leg. So you want to push your heels outward. So if you are pointing the toes, you want to switch to the other way. On each exhalation, we sink and relax. Then slowly head release, head down, and catch the belt with your left hand and open your legs to the side. Inner legs to stretch. Then bend your left knee and move your left leg to the right side and stretch the outer hip. If you like, bend your right knee, catch the right toe with your left hand. And when you are ready, come down to the mat without a belt. Shavasana, last pose for this practice. Lie down. Make sure that you are not cold. And relax our body here and this moment. Let yourself rest. And continue being Shavasana. So our practice state of abundance, Santosha, is connected with a deep sense of gratitude. When we open to abundance, we can celebrate the fact that we are here and we are alive. We are enough. And when we accept whatever happens in our circumstances, we have opportunity to gratefully accept ourselves and others. So our true nature, the abundant heart, is already whole, containing all its joy and fear, rise and fall, and gain and loss. Gradually, bringing our awareness to the fingers and toes. And feeling our body, all sensation. Noticing the breath coming in, then energy flow, and all through the body. And reaching our hands over the head. Let us stretch from toes to fingertips. Take a big inhale, stretch. 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your mouth, exhale. Bring your knee to the chest. Give a nice hug to yourself. And gratitude to our body, mind, and heart. What we have today. Roll on to one side. And then gradually coming up to a comfortable seat. Let's together inhale. Hands reach up to the sky. On exhale, bring our palms together to heart center, Anjali Mudra, gesture of gratitude. Gratitude to this time and together to practice yoga. And let us continue to hold gratitude with us and continue our life. Thank you very much for letting me guide through your practice. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Hope you have a wonderful week, rest of the week.